It's the annual African Economic Forum organized by Columbia University, the largest Africa-focused event at the school. This year, the theme was Roaring Giant, Africa's Economic Ascent. One of the panel discussions focused on the emergence of African film, especially Nollywood, which is presently the third largest film industry in the world. The first speaker, Dayo Ogunyemi, is the CEO of 234 Media, a firm that makes investment in the media, entertainment, and technology sectors in Africa.
The big challenge in Africa is that there are no cinemas. Excluding South Africa, there are fewer than 100 cinemas in 40-odd countries. So what we're doing with Cinemark is essentially building out low-cost digital cinemas across the continent, really targeted not at people at the top end of the pyramid, but the regular everyday folks that have made Nollywood and other film industries in Africa the phenomenon that they are today.
Ogunyemi said having cinemas will boost Africa's economy. He gave examples of Hollywood, which makes $9 billion a year from cinema, and Bollywood, which makes more than $1 billion a year. Nollywood, in comparison, makes less than $500,000 in cinema revenue.
Helping to distribute the film. You know what I mean? Helping to distribute the film.
Another panel member, Lancelot Odua Imasuen, is a director from Nollywood who talked about the effects of piracy on the industry.
I met a man in Bronx some year ago that told me that he's Jamaican and he's been trading on Nigerian film since 1990 something. That he has a home here, he has a home in Jamaica that he built selling Nigerian film. Severally you hear the guys that sell our movies here, when you come close to them, you see the way they live. Me, the maker of the film, cannot afford such luxury.
Other members of the panel were Matthew Plofe, the Director of Production and Development at Focus Features,
and Mehen Bonetti,
the founder and director of African Film Festival, an organization that shares the vision and culture of African film with American and international audiences. Some in the audience talked about their view of the panel discussion.
As for the presentation, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was really imperative that Nollywood actually puts their, I guess you can say, explain their reason behind the content of their movies, which I believe was brilliantly put by Mr. Lancelot Imasuen. Other than that, each panelist had their own idea and take of how the film industry in Africa can move forward, and I liked it a lot.
Many times at conferences, especially with Africans, we're focused on traditional industries, oil and gas and telecom. But the growth area and the potential is really with these industries in the arts and media and entertainment. So this was definitely needed. I thought the discussion was great. Unfortunately, it was almost too short because the audience was just getting engaged.
Me, I was very informed, and I have a whole nother view and insight on things, and I definitely will encourage people now to do things differently, because they're not just, buying a movie on sale or buying it bootleg, they're actually affecting someone's career, affecting someone's dreams.
I thought the panel was very, very, very informative and instrumental in getting people more aware of the fact that Nollywood, as you're calling it now, has a big impact on how people see Africa, and as Brother Lancelot did say, how Africans see themselves. My biggest criticism is that I see too many of our Nigerian sisters wearing wigs.
The next African Economic Forum will be held in the spring of 2012. For African Spotlight, I'm Adeola Fayon.